But as I approached him, he goes, "Hey, how are we doing? Thank you so much for coming." And I was just like, "Man, okay, that was cool, right?" I happened to be walking right by Dennis's table. Well, is that room available now? And he goes, "Well, why don't we just do it right now?" And I'm standing there like, "No, no, it's okay. I don't know if what you have planned. It's totally okay." And he goes, "Oh, nonsense. Let's go." Throws his arm around me like this, and we walked from there all the way to
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sith Talk. Today we have back on the show Chris from the Nerd Dad YouTube channel. How you doing, Chris?
Doing fantastic. Great morning for me.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about your channel and where we can find you at.
Currently, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, a little bit on TikTok. Mainly, we do lightsabers, helmets, anything from affordable lightsabers to really, really expensive lightsabers that will break the budget. You know what I mean? So I try to do a variety of something to someone who's first getting into the hobby to someone who's been into it for a good while.
Nice. So for you guys watching, go check them out. Link will be down in the description. This is my homie right here. So we first met back at London Celebration for like 2 seconds, and you were one of the few people I ran into because like everybody was there, but like it was impossible to find people on the floor, which was not the experience that we just had at ICCC. So that's kind of why I wanted to bring you back on just to chop it up about that. So 2 weeks ago, we were at ICCC. It was your first time there. What was your overall thoughts and experience at your first ICCC?
Well, first, that 2 weeks ago already, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy you said it's been 2 weeks. It really has been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
First, if anyone is deciding to go, if they've gone to MegaCon, Celebration, San Diego Comic Con, New York, any of those cons, lower your expectations a little bit because size, it's not the same. It's completely different. But I'm gonna tell you now that size doesn't matter because the experience that we all like for myself and Ricky, obviously it was Ricky's first time as well. It was very different. It felt more intimate. It felt more, you feel more connected, not just with your friends who are there, but guest stars who were there, any other vendors. You had an opportunity to really speak to them, which you wouldn't get anywhere else, right? And dude, I enjoyed every minute of it, especially the fact that it was so small and that your room was located either the first floor, second floor, or third floor. You can go right back, use the restroom, take a nap, drop off anything that you've picked up. You're not going to get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
You're not. You're just not. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I want to go back.
Yeah, man. So for me, it was my second time, but my first time, because when I went last year for the first time, it was at a different place. So I knew nothing about it and I loved it then. But this time experiencing it at the hotel, staying there, like you said, bro, I must have went back to my room like 3 times in one day. I bought this little pit pin, right? I literally just walked up to my room to drop it off because I didn't want to carry this because I could. That is such a crazy thing. And like the experience there, it was different, but somewhat similar to last year, but it was different in a better way because, like you said, it was more intimate. And the one thing I noticed, and I kind of noticed it last time, is everybody is friendly, everyone's nice, and everybody is happy. Like that's to me what true Star Wars fans are. When you meet them in person, they're just vibing, they're just happy, not like online. So it's a unique experience in that sense, but just seeing all the celebrities and guests in the hotel, they were staying at the hotel, in the elevator, in the lobby, in the parking lot, in the stairwell. I can't tell you how many times we walked by Gold Leader, and every time he's like, "How you guys doing?" Like it was like what, like what?
Or you
That
share the
blew
elevator
my
with
mind.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's kind of awkward because you don't want to say anything, And I noticed the majority of people didn't say, they gave him the respect where they're like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to stand here like this. But you're kind of standing there like a little kid doing this. And you're not turning your head to make it awkward, but you are using your eyes. Like,
So, were you I don't know if you were in the elevator with us, but I know it was like me, maybe Ricky, but Eben was in there, and one of the Kenner designers came in, or he might not have been a Kenner designer, he might have just been Lucasfilm, like ILM, but I'm pretty sure he was the dude that designed the original Vader helmet, and he got in the elevator with us, and Eben was like, "You're this," I forgot the dude's name, but he was like, "You're this person." And he was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Man, it's an honor to meet you." And then he was like, "This is the guy that made the Vader helmet." And we were like, "Yo," like we were riding in the elevator with the guy who made the first Vader helmet on A New Hope. That just blew my mind right there, man.
you're not going to get that anywhere else. Like you're not. And I think we talked about this while we were at ICC, is the fact that if you go to Celebration, MegaCon, and all these actors are taking them behind these other doors, these other corridors, right? To where you
Yeah.
don't see them. And then, you're just having a conversation like, dude, what'd you pick up? Or, I found this, I got this. And then there goes Warwick Davis. Just,
Zoom.
and you're just like, oh, that's cool. You're not going to get that anywhere else. Like you're really not. And it's very cool that, I think the one vendor who came the furthest was from California.
Yeah, artistic lifestyle. He
Yeah.
drove. He
He drove
drove
all the
Jeremiah.
way. So you're getting everybody from different parts of the states coming in to Nashville, Tennessee for this.
The
I thought it was cool.
the one dudes that did the miniatures, they're from Argentina, bro.
Yep.
They flew in from
Yeah.
Argentina,
Like that's
which is
crazy.
nuts. But yeah, it's such a unique convention. And like you even saw how it was. Like we were staying in the hotel and we just strolled in at any time. Like they were so laid back. It wasn't like if that was MegaCon or Celebration, there'd be guards there like, no, you can't go here. Like they'd be pressing you. But there they kind of gave you the freedom as long as you had your badge on. And like that was dope. But it's crazy. And I mentioned London Celebration. Like I literally try to find everybody every day, and I cannot find none of you guys. I bumped into you by chance,
I
and
saw the back of your head and I knew it was you. I don't know
yeah,
why. I was just like, oh, I know who that is. And you had a camera in your hand. I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
oh, that's Tony.
Yeah. So at at ICC, it was the exact opposite. We literally ran into everybody everywhere all the time. And even if you lost from like your group who you were with, you see another group of people that you know. And I hopped from group to group to group. I was with you and Jose at one point, you and Ricky and Jose, Eben and George, Beyond the Dune Sea and Mortis and Will. Like I was literally jumping from group to group, like just wandering. And that is such a rare, unique thing when you could just walk around and see all your content creator friends for years randomly everywhere. Like what was that like for you? Like seeing everyone that you've known for years but have never met.
That was the one part that was low key surreal. And the one part that made it surreal right away was the very first night I got there, which was Thursday night.
Yeah.
Was when we all went downtown to go eat. And George was there. George of the Hyperdrive channel, which I've subscribed to for a long time. I had no idea he was going to be there. No
Oh.
idea. He didn't post anything. I didn't see anything at all. And so we're all, looking for get our food. And I look over and I was like, George, right? And he goes, yeah. And he kind of just like shook my hand normal. And I was like, Chris from the Nerd Dad channel. He goes, dude, no way. And then dab me up. We're like, yo, and we got along the entire weekend. We had a blast. And then
Yeah.
from there, it's just like every day. Like I woke up, first day I woke up, went downstairs. I didn't even make it to the main entrance, and there's everybody right there standing in the circle. All right, I'm gonna go check
Yeah.
out this spot. You check out, go around the corner, go to the next corner. There's somebody else. Next corner, there's somebody else. Or you see someone getting a signing, or you see someone talking to. It was surreal because they're all there, every
Yeah.
single corner. And I think bouncing from one group to another is what made it more fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for real, me too. It was the same thing, and like, just meeting people for the first time was so special. Like I was there talking to I think Jose, and Flex just came up and gave me a big bear hug, and I was like, "Who's that?" I couldn't see it for a minute, but seeing Flex and then seeing Will again. Like I met Will at MegaCon, but that was it. But seeing Will again, and then Grayson, again, I met Grayson at MegaCon too, but then seeing Connor and Seth from Beyond the Dune Sea, getting to hang out with those guys, and they had an Airbnb and we went and recorded a podcast together, which was awesome. Like that was so dope. And then like everyone else showing up, Evan, George, Nilda, Jose, dude, Crafting on Ilum, Tierra, like
I
literally,
didn't know she was going to be there either.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't realize it until like I think it was the first day she was in cosplay.
Yeah,
I looked
yeah.
down, I was just like, wait a minute, hold on. And that's when it clicked. I was like, oh, dude, no way. I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. This is actually, again, surreal. And there's a lot of moments that were even like the food trucks.
Yeah.
There was a moment, I think it was like me, Eben, George, and Flex, and we were outside, and we're just in a circle, just eating.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a moment to look around. I was like, this is really cool.
Yo, so
You
I
know?
had that same moment. I think it was Saturday night in the hotel room. It was in our room, me and Ricky's room, and it was like 11 o'clock at night, and it was all of us were in there.
Yeah, that was cool.
Literally, like you, Jose, Nilda, Tierra, Beyond the Dune Sea, Mortis, Will, Jose, Turntables to the Dark Side. Literally everybody was in the room, and I'm just looking. I'm like, bro, I've had all these people on Sith Talk. I've known all these people for like 2 years, and we're all in the same room. Like I should have like snapped a quick little vid just because but I was too busy enjoying the moment, just like
Yeah, I
soaking it
regret not
in.
doing it. I regret
Yeah.
not doing it, but exactly what you said, I was soaking it into.
Yeah, it was, and everybody was in their little groups having convos. Like you guys over there on the couch, a couple of them by the TV, a couple of them over there on the bed. I was over there like enjoying it slash editing. Like it was just crazy, man. That experience, like you don't get that anywhere else. And like I was thinking about it after the show, and I've been going to cons since like 2015. I think my favorite and number one con experience ever was this past trip because of so many things that we're going to talk about. But the biggest thing was just being with everybody. And we had so many funny moments on the floor, in the room, in the elevator, in the car, at IHOP, at dinner, walking in the lobby. Like it just, I think this was my best number one con experience over meeting Mark and Hayden in Chicago over celebration this, celebration that. Like, I had my best time at ICC Con.
It was I was only there for 3 days, but it felt like a whole week
Yeah.
because we all spent the entire time together. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I thought about when we were in that same night when you're in your room. So one thing about ICC Con that was, you mentioned it on your channel multiple times, and I really wanted to experience it, was leaving your front door open and people would come into your room and see what you had for sale,
Yep.
right? Because you just bring whatever you want, anything you want to sell, and people will be like, I want that. They'll buy it from you.
Yeah.
And I felt like people thought they were inconvenienced because we're in the room having so much fun and laughing that people would walk in the room and like, what did I just walk into?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then they'll kind of look around like, yeah, we're going to go because we're all having so much fun. But then people would come in like, yo, what's going on in here? Like, what are we missing? And that's when I felt like that drew people into the room to actually look more because they can hear how much
Yeah.
fun we're actually having.
So, did you go into other rooms for like the room sales? Like, what did you think of experiencing that and seeing it on all the various floors?
Dude, there's someone had shelves and LED lighting and video games set out. I was like, yo, what is going on here? Is this even in a hotel anymore? And it was wild. I think it was like was it Thursday night or no, Friday? No. I can't remember when it is. The first night we all went around together and we did it together. We checked out. I almost bought a Game Boy Color.
Oh yeah, that one dude had mad consoles.
Yeah.
Like the dresser drawers where the TV was. He's like, yeah, open those up, and there were different consoles in every drawer for sale.
And again, it's not just Star Wars though; it's everything, and that was what made it really cool. And I was just like, dude, he has Pokemon Silver. That's my favorite Pokemon game, and I almost bought it. And I was like, I'll come back. I never did.
Yeah, man. The room sales is such a unique experience when I experienced it last year, but this year, so I didn't really get to see a lot of the rooms, which I kind of regret. Next year, I'm definitely going to dedicate a day where I'm like, Ricky, you're in charge of the sales. I want to go floor to floor and see it because I was watching one of the guys, I think his name's Red Wagon Dioramas. Is that his name? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think I actually follow him on Instagram because I remember the
Yeah.
dioramas. Yep.
Yeah, so he dropped a video of the room tours because he went to a bunch of them, the room sales, and I was like, "Yo, I missed a ton of stuff." There's one room on the first floor that had a ton of Kenner, like a ridiculous amount,
I
and
think it
free
was
beer.
like I think it was like 8 rooms down from my room because
Yeah,
I remember hearing people coming in and out.
yeah, I regret not checking that out. So next year for sure, I definitely want to do more exploring of the rooms. Bro, I sold all my stuff by Friday at the lobby sale, which was nuts. I brought 2 full suitcases of stuff. Everything sold, and I was like, "Man, I should have brought more." I already have a full corner in my other room of a ton of stuff, and it's like lightsabers I don't care about anymore, Funkos, Black Series, vintage collection. There's a ton of stuff in that corner, so I'm literally preparing for next year because like all that money you could just go blow it right away on whatever you want, and it's a dope feeling. I think I made like 4 or 500 and just right away turn that into autographs or this, that. Like, next year, are you gonna bring stuff to sell?
I'm thinking about it. If I do, I'd have to bring a whole luggage dedicated to just that, and it wouldn't
Oh,
be a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
It wouldn't be a lot of stuff, but it'd be enough. I mean, I'm flying from Vegas, so that was honestly the part for me that was kind of challenging because I am coming so far,
Yeah.
and I had to split up my days, and I was like, dude, I should just brought a whole other luggage.
Yeah, so for next year, I'm gonna do the same I did this year because I flew Southwest. In Southwest, you get 2 free luggage, so that's why I loaded those suckers up, brought my clothes on a duffel bag carry-on, and then on the way home, just I condensed it all to 1 suitcase, and that's it. I didn't have any carry-on, it was clutch.
That's what I should have done. I mean, I have some
Yeah.
stuff I would sell, but there's a lot. Honestly, a lot of my stuff I have now, it's I couldn't get rid of it.
Bro,
The more the more the more I look, the more I look.
you don't need 3 Inquisitor lightsabers, you greedy mofo. Look at that.
I'm about to get 4, but I had 4. I had 4. There's one I really want, but again, it's just nobody makes accurate high end Inquisitor lightsabers.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some that do, right? And it's very limited, and you can't get all of them.
Yeah. So that's another thing that makes this like stick out is the room sales. You could legit just not even go to the show, not even stay at the hotel. You could just come, park, and go in for the room sales and leave and have the time of your life. Now, Friday, I think the lobby sale, that is what kind of blew me away. And like I wish I would have spent more time looking because, like, even when I was recording, I made a quick video, but I'm rewatching the video and I'm like, I didn't even see that in real time. I'm seeing it now on the video. I was like, yo, I probably would have grabbed that or this. So that lobby sale, like, was just next level. Like those first 2, 3 hours of it. What did you think when you experienced that for the first time? Seeing the lobby rush to get set up and everyone was just there.
It's funny because we were all sitting at the restaurant, and we are sitting there. Now I was like, Tony, you said it doesn't start till 8. And you're like, yeah, it doesn't start till 8. It's 5:45, and people are bringing stuff down already. And they were like, we should probably go get started then. And
Yep.
I remember we went up, started grabbing everything, brought everything down, and I was just like, dude, where did everybody come from? Because it wasn't like this when we left. And then I think it was like halfway through the sales, and there's people still coming to the front door with more stuff
Yeah.
and more stuff. I was like, I'll say my biggest regret is I was filming for 2 days, and I didn't actually really look around until my final
Yeah.
day there. And I did it the whole
Yeah,
weekend
man.
where I didn't really look. And granted, like I found what I wanted the final day. I'm glad it was still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the lobby sales were insane. The amount of collectibles that you see that you would see at like mom and pop toy shops that have
Mhm.
like all this stuff that you're like, do they have this? It's in the lobby.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
craziest thing. That was the craziest thing to see. I was just glad you sold your hot toy because I told you it's happening tonight. And you set up. I did one, not even a lap around the entire lobby. It was like your booth, maybe 2 other booths. I came back and it was already gone. I was like, we just got here.
Bro, I couldn't even finish setting up. I was literally, like, bent over taking stuff out of the suitcase, and someone's like, "Is that complete?" and like, can I see it? And I'm literally setting up, and the dude bought it like that as I was setting up, which that was like just crazy. And then after that, I only had maybe like 5 Black Series figure, 1 CVC, and 2 Funko sodas. I traded all that towards that graded Zelda card. So literally all my stuff was 100% gone during by the lobby sale, which blew me away. And that's kind of why next year I'm gonna just go crazy and bring a ton of stuff that I don't care about, that I don't need. But the lobby sale, some of the stuff, man, was just insane. Like one dude had a Hasbro employee only sample Black Series Chewbacca.
I saw
Uh,
that.
like
I
it
was
was
like,
like
yo,
it was like numbered out of either 400 or 800, but like it was rare. He also had a Mexican Black Series 4-pack that was only released at a Walmart exclusive only in Mexico. Like some stuff you don't even know. I didn't know that was that. And
neither
Jose
did
was
I.
like, yeah, Jose was like, no, that's an exclusive from Mexico. Walmart, you can only get that back when that dropped. And just seeing all the cool stuff, but it was just crazy as I was recording and I just see Zahn just walking around. I'm like, bro, Timothy Zahn is casually going from table to table, just like us. And then he came over to our table and was talking to Patrick and Tiara and Jose for a while. And it was just crazy. Like, bro, like this is a lobby sale. There's cool stuff everywhere. The creator of Thrawn and Heir to the Empire is casually hanging out with us in his crazy Chimera jacket. It's like you don't get that experience anywhere else.
No, like he could have gone to bed. He could have been like, listen, the show's over. I'm here to do what I said I was going to come do. I'm going to bed. Nope. He stuck around. He had dinner. He shopped. He looked around. I'm surprised he didn't make it into people's rooms. Maybe he did,
He
and we don't even know it.
he probably did, man. Imagine if we were all in the room and Timothy Zahn just walked in. I bet close the door. He's staying. You got to tell us some stuff, man. He probably did, man. That would have been wild, man. Like,
Imagine if he was trying to buy something. He says, how much do you want for that? They say
bro,
60. And he goes, I'll trade you 2 of my comic books. I'll sign both of them. And I'll give you one of these for that.
bro, I'd
What
be
a
like,
good way to do it.
I'd just be like, take it. Like, thank you for everything you've done. You earned this. Take it. Like, I'm not gonna charge Zahn for that. Like, that just would be so wild,
I'm going to pay
man.
you. I'm going to pay you for taking it.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. Damn, man. So, room sales, lobby sales, like so unique. Now, the guests they had there, lot of like OT, OGs, a few prequel people, a lot of the Kenner OGs, which was super dope. So let's talk about some of your experiences because I know you had 2 good photo ops. So if you want to start talking about one of them.
The first one was Billy D. Williams. And I'll be completely honest, it was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
He is an older gentleman, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's just kind of something we have to deal with. But he was still very nice and very respectful. And I was just like, man, you're getting up there in age and you're still doing this. Like, first of all, thank you for doing it.
Yeah.
Let's just start there because you don't have to be doing this. You know what I mean? You are dedicating your time to be here at your age. Thank you for doing this. Dude, I'm only my mid 30s, and sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to do this right now. I don't even, you know what I mean? I got to go to the store. Ugh, I don't even want to do that. But this guy is dedicating his time for us, not just for photos, but for autographs as well. You know, and there was a moment I felt bad. I was like, man, I feel bad for putting him through this. You know, and I could see him as I'm walking in, but as I approached him, he goes, "Hey, how are we doing? Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming." And I was just like, "Man, okay, that was cool, right?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's awesome." And it got to a point where I kept, dude. I think I walked by Dennis Lawson's table 50 times. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just filming, and in my mind, I could see him in the corner of my eye. I'm like, "Dude, that's Wedge, man." And I was
Yeah.
like, "This is like my opportunity, man. Like, I can get a photo op." And so this was now Friday, I believe. I think it's Friday.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, let's get the photo op. And on the app, it shows he has a photo op for Saturday. I was like, oh, I can just get it on Saturday.
Mhm.
But then on the schedule for the everyone working for ICC on their paperwork, it doesn't show that he's on there. And
Mm.
so I was just like, let me just go verify. So I went to the photo op, what do you pay? And I asked them, and he goes, you know what? I'm not really sure. It doesn't show on here, but let me find out for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'll come back. No big deal. I'm here for another couple days. Not a big deal. I happened to be walking right by Dennis's table, and his assistant was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just casually asked her, I was just like, just out of curiosity, because I just want to make sure I have a chance tomorrow. If not, it's really not a big deal. I'll get an autograph. I don't mind. At that moment, Dennis walks literally just right here. And he just goes, what's going on? What did I miss? And then she goes, oh, no, this is perfect. And she goes, so he wanted to see if there's a photo op available, and we were checking your schedule, but it seems like you did it yesterday, but you're not doing it today. And we don't know if you're doing it tomorrow. And he goes, well, is that room available now? And she goes, I believe so. And he goes, well, why don't we just do it right now? And I'm standing there like, no, it's okay. I don't know if, what you have planned. It's totally okay. And he goes, oh, nonsense. Let's go. Throws his arm around me like this. And we walked from there all the way to the photo. And it's not a close walk.
No,
it wasn't a close walk. Like, it was a small venue, but that distance of walking, and you're walking with Wedge, it felt like it was like a good mile walk.
Yeah.
When it was way less than that. And so we just had conversation. He's like, so where are you from? Like, are you enjoying the con? And I'm sitting there like, mm-hmm. And at that moment, it's funny because we're walking into the photo op, and there's George on his phone and happens to look up at me, and he just looks at me like, what? And then I walk out, and he goes, dude, what was that about? And now I looked at him, I was like, dude, I don't even know what that was about. I can't even put into words what just happened. But we're friends now. That's all I know. So, and then he was just so nice. Like, that's the one guy I'll say, if you have an opportunity to meet him, because he's legitimately a very, very nice person.
No, he is. And like, I'm sad that I wasn't like happened to be walking and filming, because if I would have been recording and if I would have saw that, dude, that would have been the thumbnail for whatever day that was. Cause like, if I would have seen like Wedge like this escorting you to his photo op, like you'll never have that experience at any convention, big con ever.
Nope, nowhere, never ever. Even we, like, sometimes here we'll have signings of random people at like a comic book shop.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing it would be at a MegaCon or Comic Cons. Or move along, sign, quick selfie, move along. This way different.
Yeah, man. It's that's so cool, man. That Wedge experience. And like, I saw Wedge Thursday, the day I got there, because I flew in, Ricky drove. So Ricky was about to pull up. So I went to the front, and Dennis Lawson was just standing there. And I'm like freaking out in my mind, but staying calm. Because I'm like, yo, that's Captain Wedge Antilles right there. That's right there. Like, what? And it took me like it took me like 10 minutes to work up the nerve to just say hi, because like I didn't want to like bug him and be all like that. But eventually he made his way to stand closer to me, and I just was like, excuse me, Mr. Lawson, I'm a huge fan. Thank you so much for doing these shows. I really appreciate it. And he was like, oh, he was kind of nice. We talked for a little bit, but not much, because I didn't want to be like that guy. But just it was just so cool, man.
And he was like my height, so I was like, yeah. Like, it wasn't like he had his arm around me like a little kid. It was just like we were just chatting, and it was the most surreal moment. And the one thing that was so cool was, so George and I, we were exhausted at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And to get their physical copy of your photo, wait 30 minutes to an hour. So
Damn.
We had just done Billy D less than an hour before that. So we did, we just decided, you know what, let's just sit on the floor. We just sit on the floor. We're on our phone. And something in my mind told me, go on YouTube. And I looked for Rise of Skywalker the moment Lando shows up.
Yeah,
And then he does that little chuckle, and then a couple blasters go off, and then you hear Wedge say, "Great shooting, Lando," And at that moment, I'm on my phone, literally just like this. And as soon as you hear "Great shooting, Lando," I happen to look up like this, and then Dennis had walked right by me at that moment. And then he looks down at me and he goes, and he gives me a wink, and I was like,
damn.
And I
Damn.
looked at George. I was like, dude, did you see that? And he goes, that's cool. And I looked at my arm, just goosebumps, because it's just
Yeah.
like, I just saw that moment again. And I looked up, and then he just looks at me and gives me that wink because he heard what I was listening to. And I
Oh,
was like,
he heard it for
yeah.
sure.
Oh,
He
yeah.
heard it.
Because he just looked down, because you see him walking and he turned over like this and looked down. And he was like, just give me a wink. And
Oh my
I was like, this man just keeps giving and giving, and he's not even trying.
That is insane, man. That's so cool. I mean, I did 6 autos, but I kind of feel like I should have did more, man. There were so many of those OT guys there. Like I should have did Tim Rose. I should have did the Move Along Sand Trooper, Amy Allen and Aura Singh. I should have did more. In my mind, I'm so used to every con being a shit show and crazy. I didn't want to try to do too much. Bro, I did 5 autos the first day in less than an hour. It was like 30 minutes. It
You
was
won't do
like
that anywhere else.
that.
Anywhere
No.
else, it's 1 hour for one autograph.
Yeah. And even for Lando would be like 3 to 4 hours at any other con. Bro, it was like less than an hour for Lando, which I'm like, that's crazy for someone that caliber to get it that quick. So that's one thing for next year. I'm just gonna make more plaques and bring them. And if I get them, I get them. Cause like all like Will and them, they went to Tim Rose's like booth every day. They went to Aiden Cook's booth. They had a lot of great experiences with all these people. And that's the one thing I regret is not doing more autos with a lot of those guys. So next year, like for sure, I'm gonna definitely do a lot more and talk to these guys.
I did get Amy Allen's.
How is
I got
that?
hers. Really cool. She was
Yeah.
very, very cool. And we were talking, and she's like, where are you from? I was like, Vegas. And she goes, I was just in Vegas. And I was like, when? She was like, a couple weeks ago. She said, I was trying to get into this spot. It's a very hard spot to get in. And she goes, yeah, we're trying to get there, but they wouldn't let us in. And I was just like, I could have gotten in like that easy, because I know directors in there who can get you in. And she
Yeah.
goes, what's your Instagram? And
Yes.
so she messaged me. So we have each
Yeah.
other's contacts whenever she wants to come. It's a very exclusive place.
Yeah.
So and she goes, did you want something signed? I was like, yeah, of course. And so I ended up buying a comic book with her on there, and she signed it. And then she was kind of like, okay, have a great day. I was like, I still have to pay though. And she's like, no. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So I still gave her the money for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I just like immediately just booked it. I was just like, no, it was a very cool moment to have her sign it too. I'll say the one signature I regret was the Stormtrooper for Move Along.
I know, man. I know. Ah,
I saw it was it was not a vintage, but it was, how or how they make the boxes look vintage.
yeah.
And it was him. I saw one and I was like, I should have grabbed it. I would have had him sign it.
Yeah.
And I came back, it was gone. And it happened to be 8 feet away from his booth. So somebody must have
Man.
looked at him, and I was like,
And
might
went
as well.
over.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one, man. Like I regret not going to the Sand Trooper, not Gold Leader, Admiral Akbar, but
That's the other one I regret. Admiral Akbar.
yeah,
Yep.
man.
That's
Yeah, man.
I regret it.
So now that I know that I don't have to worry, because like, bro, the very first day I kind of left everyone. I was like, I gotta go get these autographs. I was so worried, but it was like, dude, it was like that. Even on Friday, the first general admission day, it was nothing. And on Saturday, Saturday is like the shit show day that don't even bother going. Even on the busy day, it was still smooth and like you could still walk up to people. So yeah, next year I'm definitely gonna do that and not stress getting it right away. Just kind of just spread it out. Cause like now what I want to do is go to their table when they're dead and there's no one there. That way I could just stay longer and vibe with them. Like Timothy Zahn and Mark Thompson, anytime there was nobody at their tables, we would go and just talk to them. We went
You
to
were there every
their
day.
tables every
Yeah,
day,
I saw.
2 to 4 times a day, just because like, dude, they're just both so cool, so down to earth, and they're fans just like us. And Timothy Zahn, if you ask the right question, like I went and Connor and Grayson asked one question, and that one question turned into 26 minutes worth of questions. And I was there filming the whole thing. And like I can't even post it because there was some stuff that he said that he was like, so it was nuts.
But that's what makes it even better.
Yeah.
You can't post it, right? But it's here. And I think that's and the experience is there, and it's something you're not going to forget. You can rewatch it. You can rewatch it if you want to relive it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it better. But that's something for you guys to have for yourself, saying, we had this conversation, may not get this conversation ever again. I'm going to keep that in my memory and also on my phone because I have it there, but no one else is going to see it.
So I know you kind of did this trip like impulse last minute, and like you even like changed your birthday plans to do this instead.
Mhm.
What made you change that? And like, do you think you made the right decision?
100% I made the right decision. 100%. I mean, cons are always fun, but they're also very exhausting.
Yeah.
Right. And you can have plans to go to Disneyland or Orlando or hell, even like a nightclub. Oh, whatever.
Mhm.
I was like, I'm going to go ahead and change my plans because this is going to be a Star Wars event. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows who's going to be there? Who knows what you're going to get? That's the unknown, right? I'm going to go to Disneyland. I'm going to ride this. I'm going to ride this. I'm going to ride this. Everything is so planned and scheduled.
Yeah.
You already know what you're going to do. I'm going to eat 3 churros for sure. You know what I mean? But when it comes to this, you have no idea what's going to happen. You have no idea what you're going to do. You have an idea, but everything that we did was so impulse, was so random. I knew Billy D. I wanted to meet him. I knew Wedge. If the option was there, I'll take it, right?
Yeah.
But everything else was very, very random, and that's what made it, dude. That's what made it so much fun. Was how random everything was, and there was some impulse buys.
Oh yeah. So speaking of impulse buys, what's that big thing you picked up at the very end last minute? Let's talk about that. That's out for delivery right now as we speak.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I've been staring at my phone all day because I want it to come in. Dude, a huge, huge shout out to Carolina Elite Collectibles. I was there 6 or 7 times in one day.
Yep.
Right. They had so many photos, signatures, PSA graded autographs from Carrie Fisher, Alec Guinness, James Earl Jones. A lot of pops for Dragon Ball. They had so much stuff, and like, I was like, dude, I want it all.
Yeah.
I want it all. And I think the most impressive one he had was the Alec Guinness because it shows Alec Guinness.
Yes.
It was a big photo of him, and in the middle it showed his signature, the date that he signed it, and the letter authenticity right next to it.
Yep.
And I believe the autograph was also graded PSA as well. And I was like, he wanted $2,000 for it. I was like, $2,000. And it was dated 1956 or 1957.
That's why. That's like that should be in a museum.
Yeah, and in my mind, I was like, then you start thinking, all right, if 1957, I think I want to say it was like $2,000 is what he wanted out of it. If Alec Guinness would have dated it 1977, $4,000 to $5,000 alone for that.
Yeah,
because that's the year the movie came out.
Yep.
But the one thing I was staring at the entire time I was there was a frame of Darth Vader with a graded PSA of James Earl Jones' signature. We just lost a legend, a month ago?
Yeah.
And I kept staring. He had 2 of them, and I kept staring at him. And he's like, "Do you want?" He's like, "Yeah, I ship everywhere." And I'm like, you're trying to convince someone who's trying not to pull out his wallet, And so he goes, "Well, I do have this other one," and I was just like, "Come on, dude!" So he had 3 of them, and the other one wasn't even displayed. It was still wrapped.
Yeah.
In a blanket, and it was the same exact thing. The only difference was there was a plaque that actually says James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, and then right above it with his signature.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the one I want. That's it. There's no other one I want but that. And shout out to them, dude. I bought it. And not only did I buy it, but we have each other's phone number. We were texting each other, and the frame silver. A lot of my frames are all black, and
Yeah.
I mentioned, where do you get it framed? I'm thinking about getting it reframed to match the rest of my frames. And he said, well, what are you looking for? And I showed him, sent him pictures of what I currently have.
Yeah.
He reframed them. So he
Mm.
took it, changed the frame out, paid the extra to reframe it. He paid for the shipping, took care of it, shipped it right on over. So now it's in a match. I don't have to go anywhere else to get it reframed. It's already
Yeah.
reframed, So it's a husband and wife, literally just chilling all day, the nicest people ever.
Yep.
And like I'm telling you, I was there filming 4 or 5 times. He said, "Didn't you already film that?" So, like, so, I wanted to see it again. And what's insane was I was going through my phone, just like through old pictures, and there at one point I must have seen their company and screenshotted their logo, and it's like probably
Oh.
3 or 4 years ago. And I'm
Oh
trying to find it
wow.
again. I'm gonna go through it again. And I was like, it's meant to be, man. The fact that I saw their logo a few years ago and I found it, and it's dated of what on iPhones, it's dated when you took these
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
screenshotted it. It's right there, and I ended up buying a signed James Earl Jones that's now going to go on my wall, and I know exactly what's going to go. It's going to go right here. Purposely, I took off what was on that, and I'm putting it right there. So every time I am on my computer, I'm editing, corner of my eye, all you're going to see is Vader like this
Yeah.
with his signature right under it. So I'm very, very excited. And the thing is, James Earl Jones isn't just Vader.
Oh.
He's Mufasa also. I have a Mufasa tattoo on my arm.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? So it's like he's a legend. It's sad that we lost him.
Yeah.
He lived a great life. Like he was also in the Sandlot. People forget he was in the Sandlot.
Yep.
And it's like, man, that's James Earl Jones. Nothing's gonna top that. And I'm thinking to myself, nothing's gonna top that. Nothing's gonna look as cool as that. But I could get a photo of Hayden as Vader with half the mask, go to Celebration, get the same material of card, have him sign that, get that graded, get that framed, and have them right next to each other.
Oh, dual plaques. Like, oh, that'd be sick, man.
Mm-hmm. So now I'm gonna have to reach out and say, what did you guys use for signature?
Yeah.
Get photos of the Vader one and take it to Hobby Lobby and have them reframe everything and have Hayden
Wow.
and James Earl Jones right next to each other.
That would be freaking beautiful. Yeah, I saw the James Earl Jones that he had, and like they weren't that bad price for what it was, especially because he just died. And usually everyone like is scalping when people pass away. So that his Alec Guinness stuff was beautiful. The Carrie Fisher stuff. Now it's like next con, I really, really want a piece from Carrie Fisher sign and Alec Guinness, but I think I might be like you, and maybe I'm sure he'll be back there next year. I kind of want to get something Carrie Fisher signed, man, just because like
She's a lot.
bro,
I've looked at
I
there was
know.
another vendor there who's like on the opposite aisle
Yeah.
who was selling Kira Fisher as well, and I'm noticing the trends of her signatures. It's about $2,000, and
Yeah, man.
for me, if you're gonna spend $2,000 or $500, $900, it's got to be PSA.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
Be
yeah,
that way.
yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I've spent this much. At least I know it's been graded. I know it's real.
Yep.
It's
Legit.
authenticated.
Yeah.
So and that was one thing that got me.
So next year, are you gonna go again? And are you gonna do
Yes.
all you gonna do all the days this time?
Yeah. I mean, again, mine was like low key last minute, and so
Yeah.
I missed out on a day, which is it's not a big deal. But oh no, I'm gonna go all 4 days, and then I'm already planning Rebel Scum.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Rebel, yeah, no, Rebel Scum, 100%, man. Rebel Scum should be similar vibes, minus the rooms and lobby sales, but it should be like an intimate experience. So I'm hyped for that. I like that for sure. But yeah, ICCC doing the same thing. I'm gonna fly in early on Wednesday because we could start room sales on Wednesday. Bro, I made like 140 that first night. It was crazy, like that. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Fly in Wednesday if the show starts Thursday. but I'm gonna fly out Sunday night like General Kenobi did. Cause like, what's the point of staying? Just fly out Sunday night, do the late checkout like you guys did at 1, have them hold my bags, and just hang out there and in the lobby, and then right to free shuttle right to the airport.
And honestly, that was probably the coolest thing about leaving Sunday. Con's pretty much done. Everyone's packing their stuff, getting ready to leave. You spend, whether it's 2 or 3 days of everybody hanging out together, but now that final day, because there's not much to do now you guys get to really hang out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like the content stuff's already done, the filming's already done. Now let's take this last, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, to soak everything in and buy more stuff.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what I did. That's what I did.
exactly. I didn't film nothing on the 4th day. Like on my channel, there's no day 4 vlog because day 4 I was enjoying it with everybody. So that part was beautiful. But yeah, for sure, next year, 100%, that's gonna be the move for that. And I cannot wait till he announces the dates. I cannot wait. It'll probably be like the same thing the first week of January. You could apply for press passes, you could book that hotel. Because yeah, I'm staying at that host hotel. Like, I cannot. I'm so pumped for that next year. I'm pumped for that just as much as freaking Japan, bro. And that's crazy.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
it's here's the thing is you could talk about Japan Celebration versus ICC, and it's two different experiences. You're
It
gonna get
is. It
two
is.
completely different experiences. You know, Celebration, it's gonna take you 25 minutes to go 100 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Here you can do the entire thing in 25 minutes and then do it again and take 40 minutes and stop by every other booth. And then guess what? You can do another lap and do a
Yep.
whole hour and stop at every single booth. And every time you go to a booth and you go the second time, you're going to see something that you didn't see the first time.
Yep. I think for Japan, I honestly want to try to limit and not do any or that many autos and photos.
No,
Like
you're going
it
to. That lineup
well,
already is ridiculous.
well, the only one I'm doing for sure is Doug Chang, just because this is his first time signing. He's not gonna go to NYCC or MegaCon. Like he's busy. He's still working there. So I'm for sure gonna wait in his line. But like everybody else, I honestly want to try to strategically plan to get them at cons throughout the year around Japan. Because if I could like save time, I'm gonna avoid it. Because like Anthony Daniels, he does if he's at MegaCon in February, I'll probably just knock it out there instead of there. So I'm gonna try to do that the best that I can.
What
But
about Pedro?
He doesn't do photos.
But
That mother.
what if he does
Oh
just
no,
because
that's
they're
100%.
because what the movie would release is the year after.
So no,
So they got to do yeah.
so people like that, that's a no-brainer because this dude is Last of Us. He's filming Fantastic Four. He's Gladiator now. He's Mando filming the Mando movie. So like he's impossible. He doesn't do it. But if for some miracle he does, oh, photo and auto, hands down, yeah, 100%. But like anybody else, I could catch them at a fan expo or something. So I j- I just want to be strategic as heck with that as possible, just because it's only 3 days. So I don't want to waste a day or two with hours in line because it's not ICC lines. Celebration lines are next level, and you know that too.
I think last year's celebration I did my signatures for Ewan and Hayden combined, waiting because it was one after another. Waited for Hayden and then I walked over to Ewan and did his. It was damn near 4 hours.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'd probably be more leaning towards photos because at least with photos, it's a specific scheduled time. The autos is at the table when they're at the table. So at least with the photos, it's not as bad. But the autos is unless you have that VIP line skip, which I might be able to get a few of those from some friends, but I still don't want to. I want to
I'll
enjoy.
find you.
I want to enjoy. I want to
I'll
enjoy the
come find you.
con.
They get to get that skip.
Yeah.
And it's dude, it's crazy because I remember at Celebration meeting Hayden, and you can tell he wanted to be able to speak with his fans. Where are
Yeah.
you from? Where did you come from? How are you? And he couldn't do that because there was everyone in line and everyone who's working the con are kind of come on, move along, move
Yeah.
along, move along, move along. ICCC, they're just chilling, arm
Yeah.
rested, having a full on conversation with you.
Yep.
You're not gonna get that anywhere else. It's
Yeah.
I've never been in Nashville before, let alone never been in Tennessee, and I
Yeah.
went all the way over there just to go to ICCC. Shout out Michael Havens, dude,
Legend, bro.
for doing this, because if it wasn't for him, I never would have gone. Let's be honest.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. So I noticed you recorded a lot. Bro, where's the video at? What are you doing?
It's on my computer. I'm almost done with it. I was working on it last night. Yeah,
I'm waiting for it,
I
man.
know.
Come
I
on, because
know.
I know you got good footage with your transformer gimbal, like movie set looking dude running around.
It's funny because I was looking at, so obviously like the first 2 days I was just filming like B-roll and stuff, and then the final day I actually vlogged it, and I saw like my last 10, 15, maybe even 20 recordings of each day. You could tell I was tired of
Yeah,
moving around. I was like, yeah, we're not going to use those. We're not going to use those. You could tell I was tired. It
yeah.
was, we all did a lot of filming,
No, we did,
a
man.
lot. Like I think every single time we walked around and we caught each other, everyone had a camera in their hand.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
not. It was nonstop. You know,
It was, man.
it was exhausting, but again, there was that moment we got to just, press pause or unrecord or whatever, and we just got the vibe.
Yeah.
And what'd you get? What'd you get? Cool. I'll be right back. And then you with those cards, and I got that the Gustavo card when we were at the lobby
Oh,
sales. I was just hanging
dude.
out filming, and you go, "Oh, dude, look at this," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy that."
Dude, and did you see on the last day when he brought the boxes in and you were
Sure,
there,
there
right? For
he came in with like
yeah.
2 or 3 boxes and just dropped them, and everyone's just doing that. When I say everyone, it was like the 6 of us just going through
Yeah,
it all.
yeah, that's, oh, yeah, we're Ricky's thumbnail for his last day
Yeah,
vlog. All
well,
of us
my shirt
digging through
was backwards. Yeah,
but, that dude at the end, he was like, "Next year, I'm gonna bring a lot more," and I'm like, "Good." So when we get there next year, I'm looking for him right away because like that's gonna be my first purchase. Like, bro, let me see the cards because like they were all priced already good, but then he gave you a better deal no matter even if you bought one. That dude would just showed love, man. So I cannot wait to find him next year to get more cards.
I'm digging that Slave One in the background. That's one I regret not buying when I was
Oh,
there. It was like a
so
hundred something, and I saw it, and I was like, let me just. I saw this guy. I think it was like some. Oh God, what was it? I don't remember what it was, but it was on the floor, and I was like, oh, dude, those are vintage. I want to catch those. I
yeah.
filmed it. Cool. Let me go back. Gone.
Yeah, man. Yeah. A lot of that stuff went quick, man. That's one thing I always said, even from last year. If you see it, don't sleep because you might do one quick lap and it's gone. That happened to Ricky too at the lobby sale. There was that same slave one, the Empire
That's
one.
the one I saw. Yeah.
It was in the box, brand new for 125. Some dude bought it off them for 100 because I saw someone else's video and the dude's like, "Yeah, I got it for 100." I'm like, "That's the one that was 125. 125 is cheap because it's 200. That dropped 2019. That's old."
I wanted it so bad. And I knew I didn't have room in my bag, and so I was 100% okay with taking it and finding a UPS or a FedEx. I was like, I'm gonna send this home.
Yeah, yeah,
I clicked in my mind. I told myself that's what I'm gonna go do. If I'm able to buy it, I'm gonna do it. And then it was gone.
yeah, man.
But
Super crazy.
it was very cool and a very different experience. Everybody was respectful.
Yeah,
There were some booths that were kind of tight to get in. Even
yeah,
when I wasn't filming, and people were just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, let me move." I'm like, "No, you're good.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can see
yeah.
I can see from a distance." And I mean, I snagged a starship that I wanted. I'm so glad I found it. I was low key upset because I was like, I've been here for 3 days, I didn't see it, and the entire time it was eye level to me at this booth, and I've been in this booth like 6 times.
And I don't know if you watched my lobby sale video, but a dude had it in box in the lobby for 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then you went ahead and pressed the button, and my thing fell apart.
Yeah, I know. That's what it does. My Plo Koon one does the same thing.
And it's so funny too because again, like the experience that you're not gonna get anywhere else is, God, who was the actor that
Aiden
was
Cook.
sitting? Yes,
Aiden Cook.
And it's funny when you push the
Tubes.
button and Starship kind of that tears apart, but changes into fighter mode.
Yeah.
And then we're just the three of us are just laughing, and then I turn around and there he is laughing too, and I was like, I'm embarrassed now, like, 'cause.
Yeah.
But again, you're not gonna get that anywhere else, dude. Like you're not. And go to any other con, and they're gonna separate all these actors into a separate room or a different corner. It's roped off. Nope, over there you're buying a vintage stormtrooper, and just to your left is a random actor. You're like, dude, like he's right there.
Yep.
You're again, you're not gonna get the anywhere else, and it's so cool that these actors are allowing it to happen. People randomly walk up to them and just have a casual conversation.
Yeah.
You're just not going to get that anywhere else. And I'm ready for next year. I'm ready to run it back.
Yeah, me too, man. Cannot wait for next year. So that's pretty much everything I had. What you got coming up next on your channel that the people could look forward to?
I have a ton of lightsabers I have to review. There's one hopefully coming out next week.
Next year.
Next year is Chimera. I have his lightsaber. It's actually over there.
Nice.
And it comes apart. Comes apart.
Ooh.
It's two separate lightsabers.
I can't wait to see that.
So I'm very excited for that one. But other than that, man, I have so much more to review. Obviously, finish my ICC video, which is just about done. It's just like little things, and it's ready to go. It's ready to go, and I'm ready for the next one.
Hell yeah! So for you guys watching, the link to his channel will be down in the description. Go show some love. Go subscribe right now. But Chris, bro, this was a blast, man. Thank you for coming back on.
Of course, dude. As soon as you said Sith Talk, I was like, next time I need a hat. I'm gonna buy a hat from you, and that way I can wear it next time.
Yes.
Make it official. Make it official.
Appreciate that. Hell yeah. So that'll be it for this episode, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.